Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey.
Hello, and welcome to Bringers of the Light Sunday. Welcome in, get settled. Oh, gather around as I wrap us all in love light and light love. Inviting in the guides who overlight TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, as we play with the energies of the week ahead. In our Bringers of the Light Sundays, we always use our channeled books and works in progress to do that. If you're new here, welcome. We've had quite a few new people join the channel over the past weeks, so settle in. You may have been coming from like our daily shorts or our daily readings, and we do a lot of other things here on the channel. We do a lot of healing, a lot of motivational stuff, a lot of uplifting things. We talk a lot about ascension stuff. We right now are working on a financial self-mastery workshop that we've got out there. Links to everything I talk about are always in the show notes. The TLC for the Soul echelon, I don't know what it's called. It's not an empire, but it's growing. So sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of everything we've got going on. But we're here on YouTube. We're on the podcast. Depends on where you watch us. You can see us on YouTube. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, personal readings are open again in my shop. Links to everything I talk about, again, you can take a look in the show notes or in my bio. Wherever you find this, somewhere there's a link to everything we talk about. Also, I've got my 2025 readings available now as well. And if you hit that link and go take a look, it will describe, everything about what's being offered so that you can take a look and decide on anything that might work best for you. The other thing I did before we jump into Flying Potion, because I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm a master healer. I've got all my books that I write. I've got over 15 published books. Everything I write is done via what I call channeling or automatic writing. The books that we use in Bringers of the Light Sunday are part of my Bringers of the Light series, but I have many other series out there. All of my books are ebooks, are free to read. The links that are in the show notes or the description box or the bio or the profile, whatever. Apple Books, Google Books, Barnes & Nobles are out there all over the place. And my Smashwords publisher, ebook publisher, the links are there as well. So you can take a look at any of those. We're trying to get this Flying Potion book finished by the solstice, but we'll see. I don't know how far away we are or not. Card decks. Many of the card decks I use on the channel are my own creations, all available exclusively through the Game Crafter. That's print on demand. If you're interested in any of those, you can take a look. And what I did do in our TLC for the Soul merch shop is the other day, the last time I showed you the Spectre and Book Coven new design that I created. Well, I created a new design. I'm going to show for YouTube, and if it's something you're interested in anywhere else, you can go check out the merch shop, but it's part of my sigil wear design. So we're always saying at the beginning of every show, we're wrapping us in love, light, and light love. So this design is called Wrapped in Love, Light, and Light Love. All my Bringers of the Light will recognize our opening invocation to the show and the podcast. And this is highly protective magical wear, which bears the Bringers of the Light sigil that I created with my guides, radiating love, magic, and healing while also acting as an energy shield of protection for you. Wear with care because you just might feel like singing a song, dancing with joy, or running away with the fae. And there's many different designs. There's hats. I think the ones I like the most, I made like one for our pets, like a pet bandana. It's so cute. And Redbubble is always having really good sales. I think if you sign up, they're having 20% off. But where's the ones I really liked? I just want to show. There's like 10,000 different shirt designs. But the ones I really had the most fun making, the leggings, because you can pick your color. I made these leggings with that sigil wear, and there's stickers, there's canvas, I love the pillows. I personally think the pillows look really cool. That's just me. I like how that sigil wear looks on the pillows. But the bags, oh look, I made this backpack. Look at it. I love the color. You know, if you know me, if you've been here a while, I'm all about the colors. So we've got this wrapped in love, light love sigil wear on this backpack that I think looks really cool. The mugs, the cotton tote bag, and look at the duffel bag. It's red. You guys, if you're listening, the backpack is yellow with the sigil wear, and the duffel bag is bright red with the sigil wear design on it. I've got face masks. You know, I still do wear masks on different occasions, and my mask that I wear is wearing out. I actually found it a while back. It was a Pac-Man mask that I found somewhere, but I designed this one. So this is wrapped in love, light, and light with love on a mask, which I may end up getting that for myself. I did the socks. The socks are like an aqua color. Oh, I love it. And there was that it? Yeah, I just liked doing I really want my own clothing line, but somewhere down the line that's going to happen. But the backpack, I don't know if you're into colors. If you're not into, some people I know aren't into a lot of different colors, but totally on the backpack for sure. Do I need a backpack? Probably not, but I like the way all those colors look. So that's that. So I think we've got all those things. The 2025 readings, I'm probably going to have those up and available through the end of January, but if you want to get a head start on that, I would definitely take a look at that now. And if you are, we also have Patreon. If you're a member of our Patreon, Patreon members get 20% off of everything in the shop. That includes readings. So you might want to take a look. And I have not dropped the discount code yet for this month, which I will be doing in Patreon for those of you that are in there and want to take advantage of that. All right, flying potion, the week ahead energies. If you haven't already, you might want to take a look at the Fabulous Friday reading. On Fridays we do the card reading for the week ahead, but today we take the channeled writings, which I just channeled this chapter, my little automatic writing. I sit in sacred space and invite in my guides, and I've been doing this with them for 10 years. I don't know how long. But anyway, and we just type what we hear. That's our spiritual gifts, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairvoyance. They're all turned on. So they all are working fine. And we brought in this chapter today, and what we do is we read the channel chapter. So if you're new here, you can choose to see this is just a fun book. Flying Potion is out there on audiobook. I forget to talk about all the stuff I've got out there. All my audiobook stuff is free on YouTube and on the podcast. They're in playlists on the channel. You can take a look at that. But if you want to catch up with the story as a fun story, the audiobook is out there, I think, up through chapter 14, and I'm getting ready to drop the next 3 chapters here coming up soon. So there's that, but we're going to read today's chapter, which then as it's fun and you can keep up with the story, or you can choose to take it a little bit deeper, bring in your guides, see what metaphors and meanings are in these chapters for you. A lot of times, unbeknownst to me, our Bringers of the Light community, that's you, that's me, that's all of us. That's my moniker, our moniker here at TLC for the Soul for light warriors, light workers, Bringers of the Light, whatever you want to call yourself, the 144,000. It's what? I don't know. It's not my train of thought. But anyway, the chapter that we're bringing in today, you can choose to take your work a little bit deeper and see what metaphors apply to you, because unbeknownst to me, I think a lot of times you guys get written into this story, and I don't know that necessarily unless some of you will contact me and say like, oh my God, this had such meaning for me. So, pay attention to that, pay attention to the signs, things that I'm calling out as metaphors for our collective for the week ahead. I may miss something that's a message like specifically just for you. So pay attention to that. And we are in the middle of our scavenger hunt for December. The day after I posted Bringers of the Light Sunday last week, I found my first scavenger hunt item. This is a scavenger hunt. If you choose to do it with us, you'll be finding your own items. It's 3 items between now and the solstice on the 21st, 22nd. That is called Your Future You Has Left You Clues. So I already found my first one. I posted a little separate video about it on YouTube of what it was. And so I'm kind of like in the waiting game, I guess, to see what happens with scavenger hunt item number 2, because we're supposed to take these 3 items that we find with us into 2025. So mine was a tapestry that I had hanging in the doorway of my California Coast townhome. It was a knight kneeling down, kind of pledging his alliance to 3 angels, which I really feel like was a big visual of the bringers of the light journey, of the spiritual journey, the spiritual path. And I thought I had given that away or whatever. And then I went out into the garage to look around for my Christmas wreath, which was made, it's really old. It was made by, at the time, my best friend when I worked at Capital Group in San Antonio. And I thought the wreath was gone, and I found the wreath, and in the box with the wreath was a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So the scavenger hunt is like really fun, and I got really excited, and I contacted all of you. Do I talk about the book? Okay, the other thing I wanted to share, because I mentioned it, and I did contact a couple of you individually to say that this message is meant specifically for you. But for others that didn't get that direct contact, because I don't have everybody's, contact information. There's some of you that I talked to offline. But for other bringers of the light, pay attention. You'll know if this is meant for you, because you'll get another sign today that tells you this is meant for you. But the other day, there's like a rodeo going on right now at the Civic Center. It's right there, just across the way, out the window. There's many, many horses there right now. There's probably like 75 horse trailers sitting outside. I can see them, a lot of them, from right now, because they have like overflow parking in front of my house. And that Civic Center thing is full of people right now. But they also bring in like steer for the roping and all that, right? And so I'm going to let you pick your own metaphor with this. I'm not going to share what I think the metaphor means for everybody. I'm going to let you choose what it is, and then you see what that means for you. But the other day, and then we'll do flying potion. I think it all plays into this week ahead, honestly. But they're like, slow down, take a breath, take a drink. Okay, hold on. I get really excited about all these things happening. And the other day, I was standing around, I was looking out my window, and I see this man running. And I'm like, this guy's jogging. It's kind of odd, I don't know. I was jogging yesterday. I had my ice cleats on, my Nike Airs, and I was jogging at the thing. I was trying to get in some exercise at the Highline Park, and but this guy was jogging. I saw like jeans and a denim, like a denim thing and a down vest. I'm like, that doesn't look like jogging attire. I'm like, where's he going? He comes across, he's going fast, and he goes back behind the house, which if you guys have been here a while, you know that the trail right over here by the backyard leads up to the Medicine Wheel Park. And he's running fast. And I go to look out the other window, which is in the other studio where I do some of the other tarot readings in the other room. And I see like a pickup truck, and I see like a bunch of people, and I look up halfway up the hill, the big hill to the Medicine Wheel, and there's a freaking like bull. It's loose. It got loose, I guess, when they were unloading them, and it was running up that Medicine Wheel trail. And then a 4x4 came and went up the sidewalk, up the hill, through, this is like a walking trail. There's no like car access. It just went, and it was going after the bull, and I could see the bull like running towards, I can see to the top of the hill from the window, and I saw the car go up, and I was like, oh my God, it was a huge, huge sign for me. And for those of you that I contacted, I told you exactly what I felt that sign meant for me, and for the people that I talked, that I shared it with. But what does that mean for you? It's a huge sign, but I want you all to think about, or to ask your guides what that means for you. And then a couple of days later, I said, I want to see what happened up there, because I saw like horse trailers rushing out. I'm like, how did they catch this bull? It was loose. It was like running. I'm like, all it had to do was go down the trail. There's trails down to town. It could have gotten into town. It could have gone anywhere. And so I took the dog the next morning. I'm like, what if somebody had been on that trail? Luckily it's winter right now. There's not a lot of people walking it, but me and the dog try to walk it as much as we can during the winter time. But we went up, and I'm like, I want to follow the car tracks and see where they go. Well, the car tracks went all the way down the sidewalk, and I was looking for the bull footprints, and I couldn't really discern those out of like all the people. There's a lot of people footprints. The guys that work over here at this software center go up and down there throughout the day on their breaks and stuff. So there's a lot of footprints up there. But I saw the Jeep. I wasn't so Jeep go all the way up all the way through the big rocks that mark the beginning of the Medicine Wheel Trail and all the way into the parking lot. And then that was it. That's it. I didn't see bull footprints going anywhere else. I expected the dog to be hot on the, she's like bloodhound nose. She's part hound. And I expected it to be hot on the trail of this bull. And it just all kind of ended there at the medicine wheel. So take from that what you will as a sign. But I just thought it was like no excitement ever really happens around here like that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So now that we've got all that out of our system, more excitement is coming up for the week ahead in this channeling. Now, when we left off, so this is, we're going into flying potion, and then we'll tuss out and tease out the metaphors for the week ahead. But when we last left off with Dakar and Abigail, they were going to Loveland Park, which is like an amusement park, and I guess it's my homage to all the different little fun places I'd like to go visit. Like I told y'all, I saw like Disneyland Paris. I'm like, there's a Disneyland in Paris? All the Orlando stuff. I want to go see some of these places. So they're hot on my to-do, my bucket list. Because since I haven't traveled in so long, I used to live in I lived in California for quite some time, and there was all sorts of fun traveling going on over there. But since some, there were shifts and changes, and I was focused more on my inner work, I have not traveled since 2017. So I'm like, it's time again. But Abigail and Dakar, I'll just quickly catch us up on what happened since the last Bringers of the Light where we read this. But they met Benjamin Black. They met Mindy Smatherton at Loveland Park as she was going there to have fun. And then somehow Benjamin Black, who is the owner of the entrepreneur, the mastermind behind Black Tongue Properties, LLC, saw Mindy Smatherton, who is our flying potion girl she's the new girl in town, saw her for the first time, and it was kind of like love at first sight or something. I don't know what's going on between them, but Dakar got called away to Bringers of the Light headquarters. High Core did some telepathy and said, you need to come see me right now. And so Mindy and Abigail and Benjamin Black went to have like an afternoon tea together. And I don't know, some things went on there. And they'll come out in the audiobook. I'm not going to go rehash all of that. But while they're doing that, there was a lot of new beginnings going on with the tea break and all that and everything. And Mindy being invited to the Chai House to meet up with the Spectre and Book Coven members, just to see would Mindy fit in with the Coven. I think Abigail's trying to bring her into the fold a little bit, because Mindy has decided, rather than stake out and try to seduce Dakar away from Abigail, that she's going to just make her home in Rockaway Point, become a new citizen, and may have a new turn a new leaf or whatever. I don't know, but anyway, so that's happening. But this chapter is very interesting. We catch up with Dakar, and it's chapter 17, and I'm seeing 17 on the timer, which is all about new beginnings, fresh starts, things moving forward. Me personally, whenever I see 17 or 717, it's my guides telling me things are moving forward, even if they feel like they're not. And I think this chapter that we're going to read here there's a lot. So pay attention to what's going on here, what this might mean for you. But this is chapter 17, Dakar's new assignment. Dakar arrived at HQ as fast as the astral travel lanes would allow. He had gone home to astral project rather than going to HQ directly. He felt a little worn out after all the holiday activities, and this would just be faster. His holographic presence stood before the Bringers of the Light High Council as High Core rose to address the council. Esteemed members and colleagues, we come here to acknowledge this agent of the light, High Core said, asking Dakar to step forward. So this wasn't some emergency thing. He seemed to be getting some sort of special recognition, Dakar thought, as his physical form grew more tired, laying down in the salt circle he had made around himself. Dakar, otherwise known as the Cat, High Core said with pride, has run his 100th mission as of last night. And because of this, and due to the outstanding results he has achieved,
I recommend that he be upgraded to status level 1541.
Highcore paused for a reaction. The council members spoke amongst themselves as an image of Dakar working in the dark realms on his 100 missions flashed on the big screen at the front of the room.
Our esteemed agent has brought in many dark agents and is to be commended on his aplomb and his courage in many battles. Highcore held up his hand. Now, before you get all excited about this, he turned to Dakar, we need to make you aware of what you're signing up for.
Status level 1541 was not for the faint of heart. Dakar had heard mention of it many times, but only the elite of the elite agents reached this level of recognition. It's Highcore. I feel like I need to be breathing.
Status level 1541, Highcore continued, comes with many dangers, but also many perks, of which we would like to reassign you to a new location on the planet. You've done all you've needed to in Rockaway Point.
Now, when I heard that, I was like, what? We can't leave Rockaway Point. What's happening? Dakar even bristled slightly. Leave Rockaway Point? And what about Abigail? His home, his friends? Highcore continued.
And before you get concerned about Abigail and all your trappings in that town, let me add this.
He paused again to look at the council members. Each one gave their approval with a nod.
Well, it's been decided, Highcore said. Status level 1541 is yours if you want it. We'll give you 48 hours to review your dossier packet. This packet contains the details of your assignment, along with all the options of your relocation. Should you choose to accept this upgrade status, you only need to let me know, and the wheels will start turning.
Dakar, I didn't know what to think. A work upgrade? Status 1541 was off planet. He'd need to be gone for longer periods of time. Dakar stepped forward and thanked the council. Thank you, colleagues, for this recognition. It is greatly welcomed. However, I must review the status upgrade packet and let you know. He paused to clear his throat. This brings with it great change and upheaval in my life. Master Hilarion spoke. With great change comes great rewards. Yes, of course, Dakar said, and I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity. I will let you know within the 48 hours if I'm able to accept this esteemed invitation. And with that, the council secretary closed the meeting. Highcore gave Dakar a glance that almost seemed to say, you better take this. Then Highcore excused himself as Dakar woke from his travels. He didn't know what to think as he swept the salt circle away, disposing of the used salt outside in the backyard. He went in to take a look at the upgrade packet as thoughts of Abigail and Rockaway Point flooded his mind. Well, he could sit with it for a few hours. He was wanting to open the packet, but rather felt a need for a hot toddy and a seat by the fire. How was he going to tell Abigail? Well, first things first, a look at all his options and then time to contemplate them was what was needed right now. And then the title that I channeled in for the next chapter, which will be whenever we have Bringers of the Light Sunday next, is A New Life Opens Up. So what? What is going on there? I didn't even know. I was like, what is status 1541? Is that a angel number? It's kind of long. Sometimes they don't do angel numbers that long. So, okay, so are you going to tell me or do I pull some cards? They're saying either one. So what does this mean to you, right? I think collectively there's some sort of upgrade going on. Is this the upgrade it's happening right now for the solstice in preparation for 2025? When all these options start to come in, you are going to feel like overwhelmed. And we've been talking about this a little bit too, but I feel there's more to it than that because I brought in the Midnight City Tarot, which takes place in New York City, which is all about freedom, to me, New York City in this deck really embodies freedom codes. So I thought we could see a little bit more what these options might be for some of you, because it looks like it's not a little status upgrade change. I mean, we're talking about options for leaving where you currently reside, maybe going to live somewhere else. Maybe it is a new job that maybe you're given some sort of promotion, or maybe some new job opportunity comes along. Or for my bringers of the light, where we always have like calls to action, those of us that do work in the other realms doing light work, because many of you do, it's not just like physical 3D jobs. Many of you do work in the other realms, and many of you have been very successful with the work that you've been doing there. Through, working with dark agendas, dark factions. We won't have to go into all of it individually. A lot of you work in the astrals during dream time. I'm getting so many chills. Being an agent on behalf of the light, going in, and there's just so many like special agent type assignments that happen under the covers, so to speak. And if you're new here, your eyes may starting to be open to some of these things, like, what is this talking about? It's like, well, a lot of us do these other things that are also part of service work, that aren't, sitting in front of a camera talking to like human beings. We may be working with other beings behind the scenes. We talk about that a lot more in detail in the December energy hangouts, and when we get the Bringers of the Light Earth Council updates. So what might this mean for you? Let's just see if we can tease out any other information about what all these upgrades are, what they might mean. So we got one card. We got the Star. Well, okay, but Star is all about your own wish, and it's card number 17, and this is chapter 17. Okay, let me just, because I do like to take a look at this book, because it may have, some of the locations and stuff in this book may have special meaning too. Let's see. Oh, your building's rooftop. So this is your building's rooftop. Finally, a sweet sigh of relief, a moment of peace and pause after a long, sometimes volatile road. To see this North Star is to regain hope, a calm moment, communing with the night sky over New York City, perspective shift due to time spent relating to the cosmos, a break from the chaos, feeling connected to the universe, which is also a theme, I think, in this chapter as well. It's like Dakar's really tired. He's been doing a lot of holiday stuff with Abigail. He's apparently at night been doing a lot of stuff in the other, dark realms. And you can feel that when you wake up in the morning. If you're really super tired, sometimes when you wake up, it's like because you've been doing service work in the other realms. My son and I have these conversations a lot, because he's like, Mom, some of the things I see down there. And I'm like, you don't have to go there all the time. He's like, but I want to help. And I'm like, well, balance your time so that you're not always feeling so drained and having to have your energy cleared so much. So there's that. But so like Dakar's like, man, these options sound great, but the packet, what does this mean? I don't even want to look at it right now. I just want to sit by the fire with a drink and enjoy the season. So there may be this pause to coming up with the solstice and the holiday season and all that. I know a lot of people, I know when I worked in the corporate world, I always would try to take off like the last 10 days or so of the year. Some people take off the whole month, from like Christmas to like a whole month's worth of time, from like mid-December to mid-January sometimes. So, I don't know, what does that mean to you? But it says oh my gosh, the light is so bad. You've walked up the old uneven stairs to your building's rooftop in order to get some air. Oh, and I was saying felt like I needed to breathe. You push open the door, which luckily is unlocked tonight. Oh, so the door is opening. Upon stepping outside onto the slanted roof, your eyes are directed upwards for a single brilliant star lighting up the entire city sky. It's a single, you're not looking for it, it's already there. This stunning vision captivates you. You lay down on the rooftop. I'm having trouble with my eyes again, you guys, so just bear with me. I'm having trouble seeing this. I've already put some eye drops in before we did this, but my eyes are really blurry. This stunning vision captivates you. That's part of there's some physical upgrades going on too. You lay down on the rooftop and gaze up at the star in awe. The chaos and hardship you've been going through melt away for a moment as you commune with the cosmos. It's amazing how this star is visible through all the city lights, the busy streets, honking horns, and commotion as people make their way home from bars. Many floors below feels so far off in the distance now. This is a beautiful time to rest and take in the magic of the universe. The advice is enjoy this moment of peace, calm, and reflection. Take this time to see the bigger picture and feel the sense of wonder. Okay. So there's that. What is it? It's the reason for the season kind of thing. The joy, the fun, the laughter. You're up on the rooftop. You're feeling good. All right. What else is going on with all these things, all these options and things and these upgrades? Pleiadian pick-me-up. We bring more joy and childlike wonder into your life. Yeah, I think if you resonate with being a starseed or these off-planet assignments that we were talking about here. Ooh, I got so many chills there. Yes, so many chills there. And there is another huge star on this card. Starseed assignments are changing. We talked about that last time, I think, somewhere in the Earth Council update. I think it's like the star beings that you typically work with, there might be new ones coming in to support you or that you might want to work with who have different agendas. So like the Pleiadians, I think they're here to like really lend like levity and fun and high vibiness and magic, and they're just so joyful. But there's other star beings, and they all are coming and working with us for different reasons. I work with the Lyrans a lot, and for me, the Lyrans are all about that royal lion, the courage, the confidence, being a spiritual warrior. So pay attention who's showing up for you in terms of star family, and ask them, why they're here, why they want to work with you, because we don't kind of generalize here. Maybe for you, the Pleiadians means something else. You've got your own meaning to angel numbers too. So I try not to I don't really force anything, but I try not to say too much like this means this means that. You can take what resonates, and if number 17 means something else to you or whatever, go with the flow on that and trust your own inner guidance system over anything else. What else is going on this week ahead that we haven't already touched on? The Knight of Wands in reverse. The energy is very fast moving right now too, and I think it wants you. It's a collective energy of the kind of the chaoticness that happens, especially around the holiday times, right? Like all these invitations. I don't know who's getting these. I'm not getting any, but or these invitations, but all these parties and stuff, all these things coming in, all these things to do. My guys have got me pretty sequestered here. I keep getting the Hermit card. I'm not that one that's like out at holiday parties and, doing all these things. And if I wanted to go to like a good town gathering or someplace really fun, I have to drive really far to do that in the cold and the ice and the 60 miles one way and 60 miles back, to the big town. It's like, even if I want to see a good movie, I got to go to the theater over there. So for me, it's more like, I got to check the weather. Is there going to be a freaking snow and ice or whatever? Then I can't go. So take that as it resonates. But I do feel like even here, it touches you no matter where you're at, because I'm kind of here in my own little, on our own little Mystic Gables and our own little Shaman's Cove and all that. But still, the energy wants me to hurry and do a lot of things, right? And I do have a lot of things to do. I haven't even put up I want to put up my Christmas tree usually by the Thanksgiving weekend, and I haven't done it yet. And then so these lists of things may be coming in, and you've got to prioritize. So that's all the options to work options. Speaking of that, the other thing that's coming up that my guides have asked me to start doing again, and I haven't done this in forever, is to, they said it's going to be random. They're not going to tell me when. They're just going to kind of do spur of the moment, is to go live again and do live Q&As with you guys, answer questions you might have through the cards or whatever, just like a quick little, 1-2 card reading type thing. So if you have questions that you're trying to get the answer to, it'll be a quick answer. It's like, we're not going to spend minutes, but if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you want to have access, if you want to have access to that and you're somewhere else, like on the podcast. Those will be happening on YouTube. So you need to subscribe and turn your notifications on, because when I go live, you'd want to get notified. And I'll probably be on for about an hour. So, about an hour, I would say, is probably enough for me. I don't have mods right now, people to moderate comments and the chat and all that. So it'll be me trying to do everything. And so there's going to be a little bit of a getting back into the swing of how that works. And a little bit of a getting out of my comfort zone, because it is a little bit of a jump for me to like do the channeling and trying to mod the comments and stuff at the same time, because you're going back and forth between energies. But I know it can be done. I've done it before. But anyway, this is for you. These are offerings and options for you guys. All the things I've talked about today are things, if you need, assistance or advice or upliftment or motivation or answers to your questions, then that is another thing we're going to start doing again, is lives. But in addition to all that fast moving energy, you've got to find these pockets of time. Ask your guides to help you. I can't see the timer. Okay, I need to end this here in a little bit. I try not to make these too long, but ask your guides to help you rearrange your schedule to best meet the needs of what you've got going on right now. They did help me shift some things around that I was doing just in my daily routine, where I felt like I was having to go in and outside a lot to address different things around the property every day. And I felt like I was constantly like coming in, that I would have a few hours and I would have to go out and address something. That means I'd have to get redressed in warm wear all over again. And then, so about 5 different times during the day, I was having to do that. I was feeling exhausted because there's so much more outdoor gear you have to put on. It gets very cold here. We're going to have negative Fahrenheit temperatures again coming up soon. So it takes a lot to get dressed and go out and be warm enough to get the dog dressed for her to go out and be warm enough. So I was just wearing myself out with all of that. And so they helped me rearrange my schedule a little bit. So I have a lot more of downtime before I have to go back outside again. So pay attention to stuff like that that's coming up. Opportunities and options for you to rearrange, readjust. We've got retrogrades going on right now. So anything with the R-E, rearrange, readjust, rejigger, redo yourself, all of that. And there's Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde right now, although Mercury retrograde I think will be ending next week or on the 15th. So we've got the 12-12 portal. Let's pull a card while we're here for the 12-12 portal, and then we'll end this, because I'm interested. This is 12-12 to 12-21. What is this 12-12 to 12-21 portal all about? The High Priestess. Card number 2, the High Priestess. I feel like it's like a high, like getting high, but I feel like it's again about up leveling. Let's just see, because high means like you're moving up higher in frequency. Yes, the House of Yes is where the location is at, if you're familiar with that. The High Priestess hovers above a crowd that is gathered below to see them. They are seated calmly within a crescent moon, which is a nod to the Rider Waite. Lit by the soft glow of club lights, sprinkles of confetti fall glittering like snow. The High Priestess is in a place all their own, separate from the rest of the world, connected to the powers of the moon. Pay attention to feeling symbols and messages in your dreams. Write them down upon waking. Find stillness in order to allow and receive these intuitive messages, and follow your intuition. I think the 12-12 to the 12-21 portal is a place of like much higher level light coming through, which thus will allow you to pull in more divine guidance, get more information, get your questions answered. And if you get still enough in order to do that, then you're going to get those messages. And my son spends a lot of his day sending me the angel numbers that he sees. And he just sent me 222 and 1111. So for any of you on the divine counterpart journey, there may be some up leveling happening. And I don't want to always say twin flames, divine counterparts, soul mates, whatever. 1111 and 222 are big time for me. Like romance angel numbers. We'll just put it that way. All right, let me just stop talking and see if there's anything else. So remember to take some time out for yourself through all of this, all of this higher light energy coming in as well, wanting to push you to your higher potentials. All right, anything else? All right, so my guides are complete. I'm complete. This went on a little bit longer today, but I hope you got something out of this, got something, anything uplifted, motivated for the week ahead, for what's to come for this month ahead as well. And I love you all very much. I want to thank you so much for showing up for yourselves and for all of us. All of us bringers of the light. So we will see you all again soon. Take care.
This episode has been brought to you by Buns and Such, Tessa Locke's premium bakery and workout bar. Visit anytime during the week and enjoy a free mini workout session and chocolate-filled donut. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you again soon.